Welcome to the Mediocre to Magnificent podcast. I'm your co-host, Braxton Matson, and your host, Lee A. Williams, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in because you are what makes this pure magnificence. You are the ripple effect of magnificence, and we are going to bring you a message that will give you insight, inspire you, motivate you, and challenge you to not only grow in your magnificence, but let you know that you are magnificent in everything you do. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. Man, we're back, man.
We back.
We are here.
Here and accounted for.
That's right. So I got a story I got to tell you. It's been on my mind. It's been like for the last week, it's been on my mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we got out of church, and so we went and got something to eat, for lunch.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there at the table eating, and it's church, so it's getting busy.
Yeah, everybody's coming in.
And like I hear this lady's voice is like, and she was like, "Oh, it's okay. I just gotta take my time. I'm slow." And I look over, and there's a guy holding the door open at the front of the place to help, so she can get in. And she's an older lady, kind of like, she's hunched over, so it's like she can't look up all the time, and she's got a cane. And when I say she's walking slow, she's walking slow. Like, is patience, and the guy was like, no, he's like, man, no, I'll hold it up for you. Yeah. Take your time. And so I didn't think anything of it at that time.
Oh, really?
I didn't think anything of that. I was like, okay, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
To see that.
Yeah.
And so we were eating, and it was about time for us. We were about done. And out of the corner of my eye, I see the lady. She's got her food with her, and she's making her way to the door. And this is like, it's like literally slow motion in a way. Not to make fun of it, but like, so it was like in my heart, I'm like, man, you got to get up. You got to open that door.
You got to get up, man.
Like, you got my heart's telling me like, you need to help that lady.
Right.
And so I'm looking, and then I look and I see other guy's got the same idea in his head. And he's already getting up out of his chair, and he's making his way to the door slowly, kind of like he knows she's coming, so he's going to open the door for her. So he opens the door for her and lets her out.
Yeah. And
we were there for a few more minutes, and then we leave. And we go walk to the car, and the lady's at her car. And she I guess she put her food in the passenger side, and she's making her way around the car. And our car is like right next to her car. So we get to our car, and we get in the car. And I was like, man, that's that lady. And I'm like, everybody in the car is like, we got to help her. And in my mind,
y'all are all in the car.
We're in the car already.
Yeah, and
she still hasn't made it to the driver's side door. I was like, I felt like I need to help her.
Well, you said we need to, like, everybody said something? Or
like, yeah. Because we were just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so Candace's like, well, you need to help her. And in my mind, see, here's where the trick is. Here's the trick. My mind's going, this lady has drove here by herself. This lady has walked all the way to that door by herself. People have helped her. And then in my mind, I'm like, she's done this several times. But in my heart, it's like, you gotta do something.
Yeah.
So like Gavin was about to get out the car. I get out the car and I go over and ask her, I was like, do you need help getting in the car? And she was like, no. And she was super nice about it, man. Like super nice about it. She was like, no, I'm fine. And it's like, what do you do? Because it's like, I want to do what's right.
Yeah.
And some people, they just don't want that help. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But it comes to like the whole week was like, and the one word that came to my mind was chivalry. And I was like, why does chivalry come into my mind?
Yeah.
And so I'm looking it up and I'm researching. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense now.
So let me ask you this: like in the restaurant, when you said, like, did you go to your mind then too, and that's why the other guy beat you up?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay,
I really do. Well, it was like a bang bang thing. It was a bang bang thing. So it's like, yeah, we could both go up there. But he's already made it.
Was that the guy from the first time holding the door?
No.
Okay.
This was another person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other guy, he was already at the door area, and he saw the lady, so he was holding the door for her. Right. But it's like, you see it, and it's like, I don't know if that pricks something in my heart, but I've already like seen her go back. I was like, oh yeah, like just because of how, she was. Yeah. It's like,
was there any like message at church earlier that day?
I thought about that, but it wasn't. It wasn't that kind of message at church.
God prick your heart, and now
it wasn't. It wasn't that kind of message at church. Yeah, it really wasn't. And but yeah, I was like, man, chivalry. So I was like, okay, I gotta look this up. Yeah, and it's interesting where it comes from, because what we term it as really wasn't how it started. It basically was based in medieval times. The chivalry aspect of stuff, like, when we think of like King Arthur and all that stuff with his knights.
Yeah, you said around that time.
Yeah, it's the medieval times is where it kind of got its term, and it comes from chevalier. It's French, but cheval is actually dealing with a horse. And it was like people, like knights riding on the horse with the
certain way.
Yeah, so that's where it came from.
Help the lady down off the horse.
No, this was like the actual knight on the horse. Oh, okay. Like the cheval was the actual horse.
Oh, okay.
And it was the knights on the horse that would go into battle.
Wow.
And if you go into battle, you see those guys on the horse with those, I don't know what the heck those things are, but I wouldn't want to get hit with them. Yeah. But then it started to become more of like a romanticized thing. And I think St. Francis kind of brought it back. But the whole like Christianity movement kind of took form with that too, with Knights Templar and things like that.
Oh, wow.
But it's the terminology. So a knight would be basically, at that time, like the amount of money to be a knight, to have the armor, all that stuff was a lot. So you had a lord that would give you these things for your, basically the chivalry code for that lord. They weren't all the same. It wasn't like, oh yeah, this is the chivalry code. Like it really wasn't like that. Yeah. And it took form over many decades, years. Yeah. And different periods of time, like what it came to be. Like now, chivalry, like the thing that comes to my mind is like the image of the guy opening the door for a woman. That kind of thing. But it's way more than that. Yeah, yeah. It really is. Yeah. So like, what's your take on it?
Well, you say, what's my take? Well, as far as being chivalrous, I mean, if you saying I'm in the modern day, like open the door, like I fill up my wife's car with gas, like I don't let her do that. Like not even like if we're out, I'm saying like if she needs gas, she doesn't go, I go do it.
Right.
But so you could say from that, and from that basis. But I have 5 things because when you told me, like, oh, I want to talk about, I was like, okay, let's look at it. So I gave some energy to it. Like, let's see what it is. So first, I would think like to be chivalrous, you gotta, and it's all like, if people don't understand, I was talking to my wife the other day about some things. It's like, oh yeah, you think certain stuff is like this is the beginning of the time, but you could tie it back
You
biblically.
can. You can.
And so if we say like, for example, for this, it's like the grass is greener on the other side. Have you ever heard that?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
oh,
I've
it's
heard
not
that.
greener on the other
I've heard
side.
it.
Well, if you really know some of the stories, the 12 tribes with Reuben and Gad and Manasseh, and they didn't cross the Jordan River. They wanted to
They
stay.
stayed. Yeah.
So then you're like, where did the grass green on the other side come from? Yeah. Because they're like, no, it's better over here.
Yeah.
That was a trick too. They were supposed to go. But we don't have to get on all that. So the thought
that's
process,
a whole thing right there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. A whole nother episode. But the thought process of one of them is step up. To be a chivalrous man, you have to step up.
You gotta step up.
So the same way in your story, like the first man was, no, take your time. You gotta step up. The other two is like when you're sitting, the other man, somebody's gotta step up. Somebody has to.
Somebody's gotta step up.
And a lot of times, so it's so interesting because part of me thought, have you ever thought about like, oh, you hear like, okay, well the angels disguise as the old woman.
Yeah, I've heard of that kind of
deal.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, are you gonna do for the least of them?
Right.
Are you gonna do it for me?
Right.
But you're not even willing to step up.
That's the first part of it. The willingness.
Like the way you're saying, and I'm not, like you said, it wasn't to do that. The things were put in slow motion.
Yeah.
To acknowledge that here's opportunity for you to step up. Here's opportunity for you to do for the least of them.
The least.
And what would you have did if they like? I mean, I look at certain stuff. So she is leaned over, cane, walking slow, can't hold her head up, but then she puts her food in the car, and then she stands upright. She threw the cane in the car, and she walked around, and she got in, and you're like, and you could totally see a physiological change.
Like,
what just happened? But that's just to like tie into the story of like, that was just to see what you were gonna do.
Right. And it does, like, to me, yeah, I mean, it's holding to the character that you want to stand for.
But in order for you to step up, man, you got to lead, you got to initiate, and you got to be a man of action.
Man of action.
And it's so good because you told the story, so you're able to like see like, do these fit?
Yeah.
Like I was living this, and would this apply?
Absolutely.
To what's going on? But then it said, I searched for a man among them who would build up the wall and stand in the gap before me for the land, so that I would not destroy it. But I found no one. Ezekiel 22:30.
Wow.
Somebody's got to stand up. Somebody's got to be the man.
Stand in the gap.
So for the first one is definitely having to step up, man.
Yeah.
So then it goes right into, you got to speak out. You got to speak out. What do you think? Like, I know in this instance, because say if you would have been like, oh no, man, I got it, I'm a helper.
Yeah. I think the speaking out part is
and
to me it would be
it ties in even when like getting in the car.
Yeah.
So you think like, okay, silence in the midst of a sin is sin. Silence in the midst of a sin is a sin. Be courageous, fear God, not man. Speak the truth in love.
Yeah.
Like, I see you could use some help.
Right. And that's speaking it out. Like, in your heart,
I see you need some
that
help.
was the right thing to
do. Or
do.
You could say like, I would if you were my mother, I would want somebody to help you.
Right.
I want somebody. If this was my grandma, I want somebody to be like, here, let me get the door.
Yeah.
Now I know there's in time, like, let's not be, but this is how you have to. This is how you show up. Like, whether the person's gonna ask you for help, you won't. I mean, I can't go to the store being as tall as I am without someone saying, hey, can you get this off the
Off the top shelf.
Oh, it's like if I go to the store 10 times, 9 times,
You're
somebody
getting
go,
somebody. So
yeah.
yeah.
And it's gonna be a lady, and sometimes the person sitting in the cart, sitting in the like, so like they get up, and then they still can't. They look around.
They don't ask, and
And
it's like
but like, you need me to get that?
yeah,
I can do it. I got you. Oh
right,
no. I don't even allow them to be like, oh no. Like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna get this for you.
right, yeah.
So that's what it ends up being. But so look at this. It says, better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. That's Proverbs 27, 5-6. At what point it's like, you might, okay, leave that scripture. How are you saying rebuke than love? You could think like the lady, you have to work in that part to be like, oh no, I don't need no help. Get out of here. You need help.
Yeah.
I've been watching you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna love you enough to call you on it and to stand in the gap and help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh,
I mean, really.
Looking around like you wouldn't. You're trying to find something to stand on, and I'm 6'5". I got it.
Right.
I got you.
But how, the mentality now of that is so crazy. How people are willing to help you, and like you don't want to burden them on anything. So you're going to go find things for you to get it done.
Yeah.
When you can get the help from somebody.
Yeah.
Anybody's willing to help. The hardest thing probably for anybody to help is for them to ask you first.
I mean,
I think that's the part of the chivalry part is you got to take it for yourself.
Yeah.
Take ownership and say, hey, I need to help this person.
Yeah, you don't even ask.
Like you don't.
And the person like, oh no, it's like, I appreciate you being respectful.
It's that pause, man. It's that pause that gets you on that. Yeah.
But so let's just, not want to take it there, but there is a side, people, and we'll talk about this probably, I don't know. Well, maybe next episode. But the thought process is like, because the little old lady watched the news.
Yeah.
And she saw someone get carjacked.
Yeah.
On the news. Mm-hmm. So then now, if you're saying she's with a cane and she's got her head down, she doesn't see where you walk from. She doesn't see that you got in the car, you got a whole family, and you're just literally wanting to be chivalrous.
And see, that was in my head.
Okay, you're trying to hit the old lady over the head and take her purse. And
I'm sitting there walking up to the lady. She can't see me. Like that went through my head. It's like I don't want to like startle her, freak her out,
right?
Because she's at her car by herself.
Right.
She's probably done it multiple times. Not ever probably had somebody ask her for help to help.
I mean, you don't know, but that's the thing.
And it's like those things go into your head. It's like,
no, I'm good, because people don't know the intention. So then you have to say, okay, hey, it can go into the next one. So you stand strong. Yeah. That's the next one. You got to stand strong. And you say, don't give in when you are challenged, attacked, or criticized. So just this is challenge, like, no, I don't need help. Like, you need help. Yeah. And then if you know your word, you can say, you could be like, ma'am, are you going to block my blessing? Yeah. You're literally going to block my blessing? I question myself to even come over here to help you, but I end up working through all that, and I'm over here, and then you're going to say no and not let me help you? Come on now. You gotta stand strong. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna allow you to be tricked out of me helping you, not getting my blessing for doing the right thing right now. Mm-hmm. So then you and some say, don't give in. You're not giving in. Now behold, I have made you today as a fortified city, and as a pillar of iron, and as walls of bronze against the whole land, to the kings of Judah, to its princes, to its priests, and to the people of the land. They will fight against you, but they will not overcome you. For I am with you to deliver you, declares the Lord. That's Jeremiah 1:18-19. So it's just to say, like, there's going to be a lot of things that's going to come.
Yeah.
But are you going to stand strong in it and do what's right? And what's right is offer help.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she got indignant, it was like, get away from me. You think just because I'm old and I got a cane that I need help? I don't need no help. I can do it. Well,
it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, you've
but
done
then
your part.
depending on this, sometimes, especially not trying to do that, but there's some women's like, even like we're volunteering or we're going to do different things, we're working on a project, and it's like, give me that. It's like, I can do it. I know you can do it, but you don't have to do it. You're standing by a capable man
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. And I feel like some of that stuff is a foul thing from their past. Like
So you don't need help.
Yeah.
But you have help this time.
Yeah.
Take advantage. I can do it. No, that's not a question that you can do it. I'm here.
There's the weaker vessel thing.
Oh, what are we talking about now?
The weaker vessel, the scripture about of that. People will go to that and they say because it's a weaker vessel. Like, I don't like the term weaker.
Yeah.
Because it's not that. Like, the way I heard it put, I love how it was put. It's like you could interpret us as like brass vases, jars, and then women as like clay. But it's like they do the same thing. They can do the same thing.
So what I'm hearing, man, is saying like it holds the spirit that dwells in all of us.
Yes.
So if you're depicting the older woman, it's like, okay, well,
yeah,
I still see the God in you.
Yeah.
And just because you got 50 years on me doesn't mean that I'm not going to acknowledge the God in you.
Right.
So
and and that the understanding like it being delicate, like that's something that you want to treasure.
Yeah.
Like you want to take care of that.
Yeah, you got to.
You got to allow that to happen. It's like
you have to.
But
the next one, man, is stay humble.
Stay humble.
Yeah, that's chivalry, man. Be vigilant. Excuse me. That's great, right? Let me do it again. Vigilant. Right, I got it that time. First time.
Vigilant.
Against pride. Get the log out of your eye.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think less of yourself. Think of yourself less.
Selfless.
When you're like, oh yeah, just you told the story, but like, what should I? It's like, just
be
go,
selfless,
just
man.
go do it. Just see what happens, man.
Just do it.
Just go do it. See what happens. And if you like, my personality is like, I'm not gonna let you do it. Like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like you need help. Like, and even if you don't need help, I want to help, and I'm here.
Right.
But it says, you younger men likewise be subject to your elders, and all of you clothe yourself with humility toward one another. To God is opposed to the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you at the proper time, casting all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. I mean,
it's there, man. It's everywhere.
Sometimes we're trying to, it's like, let's refer back to it's there, man. We ain't got to do all that. We ain't got to do all that, man.
Humble yourselves.
Now, the next one, remember, that's what I was saying about I said, man, you think it was an angel in the sky? Like, just, But the next one, the last one, it says, serve the king.
Yeah.
Seek first. And you were telling the chivalry and medieval times and the Lord. And,
yeah, I wanted to tie that in because, they served the Lord. Yeah. So it's like, well, which one are you serving?
Right.
Yeah.
Serve the king. Which king? The King of Kings.
Yeah.
The Lord of Lords. Are we? So it says, seek first his kingdom, his glory, and his righteousness. Hope in the eternal. Live for a magnificent reward.
Not just a reward,
but you could get caught up in like, oh, works. It's like, no. We're still tying into doing the right thing. Yeah. And we could play game like all times. Like, I promise you, have you ever been to the grocery store when they're doing those buggies, man? When they're pushing the buggies?
All the time.
And then they gotta like push them in the store.
Yeah, man, them things are huge too.
And it's but so the thing is, what if you like me and you were walking in the store? That's fine, but transplant that lady, and the young kid is pushing the buggies, and he's oblivious to the lady.
They ready. They trying to fill them orders. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do? And it's like, come on, man, you don't see the lady? Yeah. And you're getting paid by the hour, not by the order.
Yeah.
But we won't seek his kingdom to do what's right. So it ends up being, here we go. It says, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. So you know, we're thinking like, okay, opening the door, or asking her if she needs help, or what if she'd been like, yeah, I need help, and I need some gas, and I was getting ready to go to the gas station. Will you follow me in?
Probably, yeah.
Help me put my gas since you seem so nice. Yeah. You seem so, man. If you're willing, can you follow me over to this? What would you do?
I would have done. There was a part of me where I'm like, man, you don't even need to be out here. You need somebody to take you here. Like, you don't need to be doing that. Like, to that point.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But it's, chivalry, man. The way I would put it, like, in a big nutshell, is fear God and know and do his commandments. I mean, it's a big umbrella.
Yeah.
But you got a book that it's like an open book test, like you said.
Oh yeah, you like
it's
that.
Open book test,
it's
everywhere.
It's attainable.
It's attainable.
It's not unattainable.
You know?
The easiest way is like, but you know, we talked about this recently too. It's like, oh, treat them how you want to be treated. Some people treat themselves bad. And then I said, oh, well, how would you want to treat your mama? Some people treat their mama bad.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I said, like, oh, daughter, everybody got a daughter, everybody got a sister, everybody got a... It's like... So that's why you can't lean onto your own understanding. Like that's when you said, when you go back, the word said, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
It happens to even be... So what if it's like, just to take it up a step, I get out of the car and I'm walking and you see me at the corner of your eye. And because I'm some big strapping young man, look, no, I'm just exaggerating the examples. You see me at the corner of the eye, do you just let the door close like, oh, he can get his own door? Or do you...
Right.
Whether it's complete eye contact, I made connection with this person. Knowing he's coming. But then I like, well, he's good. He's got it.
I can't bring myself to do that.
So the word, that's the word there. Taking it to a step forward. Like, and then if I like, what if you're holding the door and you don't be tricked, you do the right thing, like, and then all of a sudden we're really exaggerating. Oh man, my shoe's untied.
I still hold the door.
My shoe's untied, and I stop, and I'm like, let's do the slow-mo version, like you said. and it's like, okay, how old is this man? Why is this like?
Why is it taking so long?
And then he redoes it, like, and he's like, oh, that wasn't right, and it's like,
you still do it, man.
And then your wife is like, what are you doing?
I'm holding the door.
You like, and then she kind of, the way the angle is, she looks out like, for who? And it's like, he's tying his shoe. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah, I'd still be holding the door, man. I've committed. I've committed.
You're going to stand in it.
Yeah.
So that's, okay, that's good. So you're going to step up. You're going to speak out. You're going to stand strong. You're going to stay humble. And you're going to make sure you serve the king.
Mm.
Wow. There you go, man.
That's it. Chivalry, man.
Chivalry.
I love it, man. I was like, man, that's old. We don't use that word that much these days. Yeah. Chivalry. Yeah. Might need to start using that. Yeah. But yeah.
Mans with daughters definitely needs to.
Well, yeah, and that's another one that really got to me too. It's like to be a chivalristic, like godly man.
Yeah.
Like your kids see it. Yeah. So how you treat your wife?
Yeah.
Man, like.
Yeah, they're watching.
Like how you treat your wife.
They're watching.
Is so crucial to kids and how they need to be brought up and how they carry themselves. So it has that extra layer of.
I think even if we want to say that, if once you get into reading the word to the level that you're capable of, it's a love story, man.
It really is. It really is. Yeah.
And we're the bride, man. Mm-hmm. He's coming back for his bride.
Right.
And you don't, like, from that perspective, you don't even know how to receive the chivalry. Mm-hmm. Like, for when somebody's gonna be like, man, I'm not playing no games. This is how it's gonna be. Like, every knee shall bow, kind of. This is how it's gonna be. And you like, you need to know how to respond and show up for that. So yeah. Well, I appreciate you wanting to talk about that, man.
That was good, man. I knew it'd be a good one. I knew it would be a good one.
You said you knew. How'd you know that?
Just because I know you, man.
Oh wow.
Like that's something that like that's a responsibility. Like that's a big one.
And it's so interesting, like, because sometimes people really want to put stuff off on, like, because if not, I told you, the people that have been listening to this, they know. I come from a single parent home. Mm-hmm. So you're like, where are you getting the idea from? I don't know.
Right.
It's in me.
Yeah.
But then whether people accept it and be like, oh yeah, because it's in everybody. So that's like, man, it doesn't take much for me to open the door.
No.
What if it's pouring down rain?
Still hold the door.
And you got to go open your wife's door.
Still, I had to do it. I did it yesterday.
What do you do? do you drive up and drop her off when it's
raining? I did both of that. I did both.
You're like, there's no point in both of us being wet.
You're right. It's not.
I don't have to worry about my hair being done.
Not mine. I ain't worried about it none.
I don't have nothing that's enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, just take ownership of what's yours.
Yeah, be chivalrous.
Feel good about it. Till next time.
This is your co-host here, Braxton Manson, and Lee and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we did making it, but we couldn't do it without you. So please hit that like button, leave us a rating, leave us a review. Let us know what topic or subject that you would like us to talk about in your journey from mediocre to magnificent. But most of all, share it. Be the ripple effect of magnificence and know that you are magnificent in everything you do. Till next time.